about 2:30 this afternoon, Bryan police received a call to Kent Moore Cabnets of an active shooter. Officers responded to the scene and arrived in a fairly short period of time. However, the shooter had gone by the time officers got here. They did, however, discover some people hurt that had been shot. Initially, 4 people were transported to St. Joe Hospital in critical condition with gunshot injuries. One other person was transported with no injuries, apparently it was an asthma attack, and 1 person was deceased at the scene. Right now, this is a joint effort between multiple agencies. College Station PD's here, Bryan Fire's here, and many more that I'm missing here responded to assist working this scene. As you can imagine, it's very complex because you have a whole number of workers at the warehouse, and so we're sorting through all that and interviewing witnesses and talking to people that know what happened.
Chief, can you provide information about a suspect or suspects at this point?
It's a little bit early for that, but we believe there may be a suspect in custody, but we're still working on that, and that's working with the DPS, who I should have mentioned was helping out obviously today also.
Is there any connection with the DPS involved incident in Iola involved with this case?
I can't confirm that, but they may be related.
Is there expected to only be 1 suspect involved in the situation?
We're still investigating that. We know obviously at least 1 suspect. I've heard reports there might have been a couple other people in the later stages of what occurred, but I don't know that for sure.
Any idea at this point a motive, or if this suspect had a connection with Kent Moore?
We really don't know the motive. We're still investigating that. I believe that the suspect was an employee of Kent Moore. I believe.
Can you tell us about what type of weapons he had? If he had rifle, handgun, other types?
I cannot. I don't know that information right now.
And what does this mean for the workers? Will they are they being released slowly, or how's that working?
Well, obviously we're talking to everybody, and as we talk to them, and as soon as we can release them, we will release them.
You mentioned the warehouse area. Obviously, this is kind of a big campus. Can you be more specific about where the shooting happened?
I don't necessarily know how to do that. It was, in one of the bays at the plant where they're making the cabinets.
Do you have the name of the building?
Kent Moore Cabnets.
The victims, can you confirm if they are all employees of Kent Moore Cabnets?
I cannot. I don't know that information, Rusty.
Anything that should be relayed to the families of employees, if there's somebody who they can get a hold of, should they be going somewhere? Or?
We're working on putting together a phone number that they can call. We don't have that quite together yet, but we're working on a phone number so they can call and check on their.
I asked Lieutenant Jason James earlier about this, but talk about, in general, a police department's response to something like this. Obviously, you train for situations like this. How did all that help with the response today?
Well, it's changed over the years. Officers now, when there's something like this, which was an active shooter, officers respond immediately to it. They don't necessarily wait to put together a team to go in. They go in 1 or 2 at a time as they get there, because we know that if we can get in there and stop it, will save lives.
Was there any state or federal agencies aiding at all in this?
I know that the FBI offered, and they may or may not have been. I just haven't seen them. But I know that we've received calls from several federal agencies and other agencies offering to help.
All victims at St. Joe?
I believe so.
Okay.
And I just want to confirm 6 total. So 4 at the hospital, 1 was not injured with the asthma attack, and then 1 dead.
Deceased. That's correct.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
And then do you know which St. Joseph Health location they were taken to?
I'm assuming the the main hospital.
Fort Bryan, Winter College.
Thank you.
Do you know if the suspect left on foot initially, or in a vehicle, or how they got away from Kent Moore Cabnets?
I believe in a vehicle, but I don't have that specific information.
Chief, how would you describe the level of risk to the broader community at this current time?
If the suspect's in custody, then the risk is pretty low. If he's not in custody, then I think everybody should be cautious, but they should always be cautious.
Do you know how long it took the police to respond once the initial call came out on the active shooter?
I don't know that time, but I know it was pretty quick because I was listening to the radio and heard it, but I don't know the exact.
What's happening right now? What are everybody?
Right now, we're working the crime scene. We're interviewing witnesses. We're trying to keep people hydrated, including witnesses and police officers hydrated, because it's obviously pretty warm out, as you guys very well know. So it just takes a long time to put on a spread out scene, which is a fairly spread out scene. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time to put it all together.
Was the suspect believed to have resided in Iowa?
I don't know that information.
And for the case of the helicopter here still hovering and people driving by, what should they know about that, and how that should impact them in any way?
I assume that's a media helicopter.
Anything else, Chief?
No, I appreciate you being out here, and I think you got water right.
Do we anticipate any other big updates this afternoon as to what the situation is? Anything y'all are anticipating on new details today?
If we have something to update, we certainly will.